What's good, y'all? This is Let's Get It with Coach Los. I'm your host, Coach Los AC, certified life and relationship coach that helps people fix or find the relationships they want. And this podcast covers the best relationship advice, tools, and action steps to get the results you want in your personal, professional, and of course, love life. So I hope you get a lot of value from the episode. And if you do, as always, remember to like and subscribe so you can be notified when I drop new episodes. Let's get it. Let's talk about how you're benefiting from not letting go of your ex. How it's actually helping you meet your needs by holding on to what was. How not fully putting to rest the emotions and actually truly getting over them and letting go to move on is actually doing something for you. I know it sounds crazy, right? But see, here's the thing. You have to understand, everything we do in life is to meet a need, either consciously or subconsciously, whether you're aware of it or you're not. But every step and action you take is an attempt to do something for yourself, even when that action is unhealthy, even whenever it's misguided, lacks discernment, and it actually is going to get you a poor result or a worse outcome. You will still do it if somewhere, even on a subconscious level, you feel it's going to benefit you. And when we talk about our needs, as I've spoken about them before, there's 6 core ones we all have as humans. No matter who you are, we all need a sense of certainty, which is reassurance, and a sense of grounding, right? A sense of uncertainty, which is excitement, mystery, fun, some spontaneity, new freshness in our life. A sense of connection, right? Meaning love, we're feeling loved within ourselves and from others and so forth. Significance, to feel like we matter. Growth, you're not growing, you're dying, right? They feel like we're evolving and expanding as humans, as a human being. And fulfillment, sustainable happiness. Sustainable happiness from doing something that serves something beyond you, something you love, have a passion for, that contributes to people beyond yourself. But the funny thing about meeting our needs is your mind and your body's job is to help you go do whatever you need to do to meet the needs, but it doesn't care how you do it. Its job is not to make sure it gets done in a healthy way. Its job is to make sure this gets done, period, so you can stay alive. Basic primal wiring. And so when we hold on to our exes the way we do, religiously, and won't let them go, won't embrace that it's over, or can't get them out of our minds, and we have to keep focusing on them in that past situation for whatever reason, it's an attempt to meet one of your needs. Either you feel you're going to be losing one of your needs being met by letting them go, or you'll feel you'll be violating a need that is currently being met by letting them go. And let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Take a guy that's always being the jerk, right? Always being the asshole, if you will, to everybody around him. And people always ask him, hey, why are you being such a jerk? What's wrong with you, right? Why do you like being this way? Now, to the outside looking in, it makes no sense. Why would you keep wanting to be a problem and be, mean to people? But what if this man internally struggles with self-love and self-validation and feeling like he's deserving of love? And that scares him to death because, like all of us, we all want to give and receive love, right? Because that's what we're based in. We are love. And so if you question whether you're deserving of what you are, then now you're in a position of having to make sure you never have to face a reality that might say to you, you actually are not deserving of that love that you so desperately want to have. And so consciously, he's not thinking this, but on a subconscious level, he goes and intentionally self-sabotages all the relationships around him and pisses people off. Because at least if he does that and it keeps people at an arm's length and doesn't let anyone get close to him because he always makes everybody angry, he can guarantee that he'll never be let down, or no one will ever get close enough to see who he really is and validate what he fears, which is he's not worthy of love. So him being a jerk actually helps him to meet his need for certainty, to be reassured, grounded, and know without any doubt that if all else fails, he knows no one can get close enough to get under his defenses to expose his fears internally, right? If nothing else he knows about himself, he can rest assured that he can control that. He feels reassured in it, certain and grounded with it. Now, it's a very unhealthy and toxic way to try to get that need met, but nonetheless, it is getting the job done. He feels reassured and confident in something that he feels he knows. Because if you live life not knowing something about yourself, not feeling like you have your footing anywhere, you feel like you're floating, that's a really scary space to be in. So this allows him to stay in a position of empowerment. And that's the same thing you're doing with your ex. Sometimes when you're holding on to them, whenever that situation is long dead in the water and is really doing nothing for you moving forward, to keep on harping on them. Because maybe, just maybe, if you keep holding on to this slim slither of hope that they're going to come back and you guys can work it out and that it's not all over and everything else, just maybe, then you can keep holding on to your need for certainty to feel reassured that until you call it quits, until you let it go, there's still a chance that you are actually deserving of someone that's going to love you and want to be there and be your partner, and that you're enough for somebody, right? Because if you officially let go and stop trying to hold on to them, then you might have to face the uncomfortable truth that strips away your ability to feel certain in yourself, and have to face a reality that you think is there that says you actually are not lovable. No one is going to actually want you. They're not going to, want to stick with you above all the other people out there that they can be with, right? You're not a worthy partner for someone, right? Those scary lies that we think are truths if we have to face them. So your need for certainty, reassurance, is being met by holding on to this ex. And if you can somehow keep holding on long enough until things come full circle, you never have to face that what you think is your reality waiting for you on the other side. Or maybe harping on your ex and focusing on them and trying to figure out why they could have treated you the way they treated you, why they did this, why they left you the way they did, if they left you for someone that's better than you and all these other things, if they actually ever really cared, right? Maybe you spend all the time overthinking that. Is helping you to try to reassure yourself of your need for significance, the need to matter to someone. Because maybe if you officially just accept that they just didn't want to be with you, right? Then you have to embrace that maybe you didn't matter. Maybe that 5, 10, 15, 20 years you spent together actually didn't mean anything to them. Maybe you'll have to embrace that. Now, I'm gonna go on a limb and say that's probably not really true. You probably did matter to them, but maybe things changed for them. Maybe they weren't the healthiest person to stay with you, a number of reasons. But your fear is that if you accept that they could have just walked away the way they did, it's gonna have to mean you accepting that you didn't matter enough for them to stay. And then what? You keep on harping on all the overthinking and focusing on them because the pain of accepting what you think is going to be true about yourself from letting them go is scarier, and you think it's going to feel worse on a subconscious level than continuing to beat yourself up and focusing on them now in the uncomfortable pain you're experiencing currently. So in this kind of backdoor toxic way, it's benefiting you to hold on. This is why it's so important that when you're stuck in that space of not being able to heal and move on from someone or from a past situation, and you really can't figure out why you can't let it go, it's a great exercise to ask yourself, how am I benefiting from not moving on, not being able to put it to rest, right? What needs am I meeting in maybe an unhealthy way that causes me to keep on beating myself up and torturing myself almost? And then your very next question to yourself after you get some clarity on that is always, what do I need to begin doing to start meeting that need for myself in a beneficial way that's healthy for me, not destructive to me? If you need help learning the tools and the skills to meeting your needs in a way that truly benefits you instead of a way that's unhealthy and toxic for you, either email or DM me coaching and we will get to work if you're ready to put the work in. Let's get it.